Hey everyone, it's Diane here. I want to make a quick video. I went out in my back patio a couple weeks ago, maybe not quite, and I had sweet potatoes already starting to get their slips, and I didn't have to do a thing with them. So I put them in this, I have this terrarium here. It's right here in our south window. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 5 sweet potatoes in there right now. There's 2 of them coming. Really nice. As you can see, this one here is getting some shoots on. The one I put downstairs in water is just finally coming, and what is so funny about this is these guys were coming out in a room that was probably 50 to 60 degrees depending, you know, on the day. But I was really surprised to see these shoots. It was actually great. I don't have to do a thing to them. So I got them sitting in my terrarium here, and they got a little bit of moisture just sitting in kind of some soil just on the surface. I have some here that are getting a few roots on them, so they should be getting some new slips here real soon. And there's a couple I don't know if they'll do anything, so I just have it sitting here. I just have them sitting here because I just don't know if they're actually going to do anything, because the tips here are kind of ugly. Some of these are hard to tell what's top and what's bottom, so that's another thing. But this one here, he's a funny looking one right there, but he's getting slips. So I love that I don't have to do a lot to them. I've just got them sitting on top of some wet soil, and they're in this really nice area here in my south window. And with my terrarium, this is a terrarium I put together. It does really good right here. I just love it. But I'm going to let them sit in here, and then I'm going to pull them slips off when they get big enough. So I just wanted to share that once in a while you'll get lucky and your sweet potato will be producing slips already without even putting them in water. I'm glad this has happened. Makes it much easier for me. A couple things I want to mention is these are my sweet potatoes that I saved from last year. I did save a few, and this is for this purpose only. And I also want to say that some of these are producing their shoots, their slips already, and they're not even, some didn't even root yet on the bottom. So that's something to just kind of, you know, notice about them. You know, I didn't even realize, you know, because I hadn't really done this before. I usually buy my own slips, but if I can start doing some of my own, it's just a lot more challenging and a little more rewarding when you do it yourself. So I look forward to seeing how these pan out and how they actually really grow and how many I actually get out of them. But, you know, it seems like it's working. You can put these in water. You can set them in some sand. That would actually work too. And then just on top of this wet soil is working. As long as you gotta watch it, don't overdo it because you don't want them to rot. And, you know, just to kind of go from there. So good luck if anybody's trying to do it. You can buy sweet potatoes at the grocery store too, but I think that might take a little while because they probably are treated, possibly. So, you know, if you can grow your own and save a few every year, that'd be the best way to do it. Now here in the Midwest, we can't plant our sweet potatoes out till, I think I've almost waited till June some seasons if we're really cold. But probably in May, if the weather is permitting, if we're getting warm and the soil temp is warming up, it'll probably be mid-May to late May is when I'll be putting these in the ground. Now I also want to say it's really hard to tell which way you know is up, or which way the sweet potato will be producing its slips. And it says the stem end out, where this one here is the root. This was the root, the stem root. And this is, you can see the roots even from last year, but once in a while you're not going to be able to tell. So, you know, in all honesty, it's going to let you know sooner or later which end needs to go up on them. This is just a funky looking one here, and as you can see, they're coming out really nice. I've read where they say that you can get up to 50 slips per sweet potato. Now that's going to have to probably be a really healthy sweet potato, because I don't know if I'll be able to get that. But at least, you know, we'll get some. And the biggest thing is just getting going at it. Like they said, it can take up to 6 weeks. So get started and kind of count back your date from your, you know, when it's really cold. Now these guys have to be planted out when it's really, really warm. So just keep that in mind. They love heat. They love moisture. And they love the sun. So if they get all that, you know, they'll do really, really good. So we're going to recap a few things here as we talked about the sweet potato slips. Now these guys need to be planted in, or need to be sitting in a really warm location to grow these new sprouts, new slips. And I'm going to let them get probably 6 inches or so before I take them off the sweet potato, and root them in water by themselves. And then from there they will be planted in pots. Okay. What else do you need to know about them? Now there's a few ways you can create your own slips. This one's doing it on its own. You can also put the sweet potato in water, and you can also set it in some soil, or sand works too. I know a lot of people are doing the water method. It's probably the quickest, and that one probably works the best. But since I got time here. It took I believe 6 weeks. The one downstairs took about 6 weeks to start rooting and to start showing some sprouts. So it does take a little while, sometimes not as long. It just depends, you know, on the sweet potato, the condition of it, and everything. So that's just a few things to kind of tell you. If you guys got any questions on this, please let me know and just post them below in the comment area. So, you know, get growing your own sweet potatoes. It's very doable. Save your own if you can. It's the best way to do it. So this sweet potato has been in here quite a while already, and I don't know if I had it in there correctly at first, but now it's really rooting, and I'm noticing they're getting some shoots here. Hopefully this one doesn't look so great, but I'm hoping I'll get a few out of them. What I did here is just I put some pea gravel in there, and I just set it right on the pea gravel. I thought that'd be a really nice way for it to grow, and it seems to be working really, really well. But this one, I think I might have had it upside down for a little while, because honestly it's kind of hard to tell. It really is, until you see some roots forming. So that one will develop some slips, and I'm pretty happy about that. But like I said, it's very slow going. If you have some that surprise you and start doing it on their own, then you're very lucky. And it, you know, I appreciated that a lot when I was seeing that, and I was actually really surprised. So I just want to show you the sweet potato the sweet potatoes that are growing slips indoors. I'll be pulling them slips off later on, and we'll be transplanting them in pots. It's a very easy process. Okay, so we're coming up here looking in the terrarium, seeing how the sweet potatoes are doing. These I just have them setting down in some soil just on the surface. We have quite a few shoots coming there, and this is a really warm south window location, but they're not growing as fast as I thought they would. But look at this one. It's a large one. It's got quite a few shoots on it, and I have one down here. You can see that one. Shoots, and one here just starting to get their shoots, and this one here not doing anything yet, so we'll see. But it's working really great. I should be able to get some extra plants off of them, and you know, we all love free plants, so I think it worked out really well. And this one's actually rooted in the soil a little bit, but doesn't that look great? The one downstairs is a lot prettier, but it has heat, bottom heat all the time, so I think that makes the difference on why it looks like it does. So that's the update. Hey everyone, and today's April 4th, and I'm going to finally take some of my slips off my sweet potato. And basically all you have to do is just be very careful. Now these are pretty big, as you can see. Just be very careful and just pull them off. They're attached to the potato, but you can either get a knife or just kind of pull them off like so. Okay, there it is. Now there's a few roots on here. What I'm going to do now is just put them in a jar of water. I'm going to let them root. Once they root, I am going to be potting them up into containers. Okay, this one looks really, really good. Check it out. Now these have been in my south window in my terrarium here, doing really, really well, as you can see. And I'm just going to do this and get them rooted, and that's probably going to be it on the process. I have some here too, and I got some down here that are just getting started, but they've done really well. I'm pretty pleased with it. I left a couple on, not very tall yet, and there's one there that's not very big. And these down here, pretty hard to see them, but they're just getting going. Okay, here we have, this is what I have. Some nice ones. I also got some downstairs too, so I'm going to pull them all off and get them in a jar of water right now. And I'll show you how they root. They don't take long to root, and they do really well because they love water. And that's why they're so easy to get started. So if anybody's wanting to do this, don't be afraid to try it. These are free plants, and I know how you all love free plants. But aren't them beautiful? So here's the one downstairs. It's been in this jar with a little bit of pea gravel. I like to do it this way. There's still some little ones coming, but right here we're going to pull these off, and look how pretty they are. Beautiful. And then they're all going to go in this worm tea water right here. There's the ones laying there, and I have some over here already rooted. So I'm going to keep them in water. It looks like we need to add a little bit of water to them. Just wanted to show you a few. This one here that I rooted, gosh, it's been well over a week or two ago. I didn't get everything wrote down, but you can see it rooted really nice. This one I could be planting now, but we can't plant sweet potatoes outside here yet. Not probably till mid-May. And it looks like a good one. I think it'll work. On these you can see there's some shorter ones here, right there. And then there's some taller ones. I'm going to be getting the taller ones. That's the ones I want. I'm going to let the other ones get a little bigger. Up to 6 inches would be good. And you can do it when they're smaller. It isn't really going to matter. They're going to work either way. But let them get a good start. And as you can see here, they got roots coming out, or they will be coming out very, very soon. And just look at that. It's pretty sweet, isn't it? Works great, and I'm really pleased with the process. It was well worth the time and effort. Honestly, I didn't even have to do much. So I want to complete this now. These will be potted up later in some pots that I put in the greenhouse, and people come and they just love sweet potatoes, and I will be moving them that way. Okay? Hope this video has helped in some way. I know it got a little bit long, but I wanted to kind of take you through the process, and hopefully you enjoyed these beautiful, beautiful plants. So when I get my sweet potatoes and order them, all I do when I get them is I stick them in the water, and that's the same thing I'm going to be doing here. Just going to be putting these in the water so these can root. And how long it takes, you know, I'm not real sure. You know, I can probably kind of gauge that, or just kind of write this down and see. Here's a little bitty one, but he'll root. Don't worry, they'll root. And look at this one. This one I should have left on, but he got out anyway. So we're going to put that one in the little jar. Then we're going to pull these off, and I'm going to leave them right here downstairs where I do all my work, and just get these rooted up, and they'll do fine. April 14th, and this is going to be my final update on my sweet potato plants. Look how they've rooted now since I put them in the jar of water. I can plant these now, and I probably will be doing that this week in the pots in the greenhouse. And just look at them. They look really, really nice and healthy. The roots are great, and they'll actually stay in that water for quite some time. This one here, I have a few to pull off yet, and also I got some upstairs to pull off, but I just want to give you that final update on the sweet potato slips. Anybody can do this, so if you got any questions, comments, let me know. But as you can see, they rooted very, very fast. Hasn't been very long. So just wanted to give you that last update. So you guys take care. See you soon, and happy growing.